in the upper left. Looking invincible against Zerg. He is.
So dear.
His opponent in the bottom right, defeating Sulky. He is.
Azubu Sleep.
Let's see what Sleep is up to this game. I think he's going to play kind of similarly, to be honest. And Deer with a rather quick scout here. This could be to fake him into thinking he's going for a Forge Expand. Because that looks like it's a 9
Deer is very calculated in how he opens up. It's not just about doing everything perfectly on his end. It's making sure that there's enough red herrings with his build that the Zerg may be caught off guard.
And it kind of works here. Look at that. He does go for the pool, not trying to hatchery or anything like that. Giving a little nod towards the fact that this could just be a Forge Fast Expand that could end up punishing a hatchery first, possibly. Not everyone is confident in their anti-cannon rushing skills as DRG.
Yeah. So he's going to send this probe up here. This will cause a distraction here, make it difficult to actually put the expansion down.
Well, yeah, this is all very standard for right now. The next question is, what does Deer want to do with this build? Does he, go for a 3-gate rush or a 4-gate rush after the Nexus? Does he go right into Stargate? Or does he possibly go for a Robo?
He could go for anything, knowing him. He is not failing to surprise us here with interesting openers.
You have every option in the world with the Gateway Expand, basically, except for a Cannon Rush. Believe me, I've tried that.
Have you actually tried that?
I see the hatchery first. I'm so angry that I sometimes put a Forge on. I'm like, this has never worked before. Maybe this time then it doesn't.
Maybe
I'm like, why did I do that? I'm like, a Chrono Boosted Zealot should help out a Cannon Rush, right? No. Nothing. No, it doesn't even come close. So he is getting rather quick gas here. He realizes what's going on. So this is the right type of build a lot of the time. And a lot of Zergs like this. You either go 3 hatch against the Gateway Expand or you go for the quicker gas. And a lot of times the quicker gas is going to make you feel a little bit more comfortable.
Getting this pylon up over here. He'll get additional gateways, potentially even a Cybernetics Core to Stargate there. But he needs to have something there to make that big wide entrance sealed up so they can block that off with just one Zealot or a Sentry.
Yeah, you can't be having that big wide open spot. That would be kind of gross. So much of this game is about the actual building placement, making walls, especially against Zerg.
Yeah,
not as much
call
against
this
the other two.
Sim City for those of you guys that are new.
That's right. You may have played it before. It's a video game.
It is.
Did you ever play SimCity?
Yeah, I did. I actually played a lot of SimCity.
I played a little bit. You know what I thought about this weekend? I was just kind of walking around, and I was like, oh my god, because there's so many different little tiny children trains I went on this weekend at Everland with the little girl.
Oh, that's right. Everland is like the Disneyland of Korea,
yeah,
basically.
Something like that. But there were all these little trains, and then it made me think of, did you ever play Railroad Tycoon, Tasteless?
No, I did not, actually. I've heard really good things about no, I'm thinking of Roller Coaster Tycoon. That's probably the same people.
It's the same people, but Railroad is like a much older, much better game. Anyways, I have to find that and play it.
You could, if that game is so old, you can get that for free online, I think.
Oh, it's so old. It was so old, I got it on the actual floppy disks.
I believe they refer that as abandonware now. I may be incorrect.
Oh, I have no idea.
Basically, it's a game. I think it's. I forget how it works. It might be like some rule where it's like if the game gets old enough or if software gets old enough, then people can use it for free. I forget.
Well, I used to own it, so it's mine anyways. We do have a lot of lings on the way. This is a 3-gate push that we see going on. A couple pylons look like they're going to be going up. One has already. Now, this could just be forcing lings. In fact, we do see a Forge start at home. Look at how many lings he's forcing, because you need to take this seriously. But this
Nicely done. Nicely done. Forcing a bunch of lings and coming back home. Deer looking unstoppable right now.
Well, that was really nice, because if he doesn't react enough, then that can do something. And if he reacts too much, you just go home.
I love the way Protosses are now abusing that recall.
Yeah, that's the next big thing, I think, with Protoss, is they have to consistently be putting on pressure and getting out. Just to, it's already something that's existed, but moves like this are just so powerful and very, very important, because now we have 23 lings out in the map. What are these 23 lings doing for him, Tasteless?
Not much.
Not much at all is the answer.
Looks like he wants to bait out a force field here. Now that's how you do it like that. Just trap that in there. And is he going to lose that sentry? He's not, right? He actually kept that alive. Nicely done.
And he's taking that third base. So everything looking up for Deer right now. Sleep not out of it, of course. He is taking his third base and going up to a pretty quick layer. Let's see exactly what he wants out of that layer. Because he has a Roach Warren. Okay, there you go. He is getting the +1. I think we're just going to see a Hydralisk Den, I think. But I don't know how much I like that. Because I feel like Deer already has the upper hand, and you would expect that, right?
Yeah, you would think so. By the way, he's just making these hallucinated phoenixes to scatter around the map, which is exactly what you want to do. Because if you're on the defensive and you have a bunch of sentries, they're going to have so much energy anyways. Burrow on the way here for the Zerg, and 10 more drones.
And he's, yeah, the Burrow and Roach speed. I kind of like this. This is some neat play that we see out of Sleep here. I wonder what he wants to do with that Burrow upgrade exactly.
Well, he might just be getting it because it's just good to have, or he might be having some special strategy. It's hard to tell. Because, Burrow is just something that every Zerg should just get.
You know what? He might also be thinking it's going to be like a 9-gate after third base, something like that. We have seen builds like that before, and in fact, I think I saw Deer do that here once. So that could be what he's preparing for. If they don't have the Robo, then Burrow will kind of stop it dead. But in this case, he is getting the Robo, he's getting the Twilight, he's getting all this tech. And his first big attack that comes out is going to be so scary.
And frankly, it's really balanced play here from Deer. He's not. I mean, there's nothing really even fancy I want to say about this. This is just a very solid opener here that's safe. That keeps Sleep on his toes.
Whoa. He just. Okay. He started his second Robo. I think this is because he scouted the infestation pit.
Yeah. Well, there's 6 swarm hosts on the way.
Well, God, double Robo this quickly against brand new 3-base swarm host. This is amazing for Deer. I really expect Deer to take this game.
I think Deer's going to be the first one to get out of our group.
There's a very good chance. We'll have to see exactly how they both deal with this, though. It's definitely not over yet because there's some great creep spread coming out for Sleep. He is taking that 4th base with good timing. He has to hold on to that, though. If he can force a cancel over here, the economy that you really want for Swarm Host to battle against double Robo Colossus, you need at least 4 base economy, or you can't afford enough anti-Colossus.
With one poke in here, I mean, he could target that down, force field everything up, and then just recall out, right? So
yeah. I think this should be a snipe. If he doesn't, it wouldn't even make sense. Of course, just there you go, bam, and that's his hatchery.
Well, I'm really surprised by this. Okay, now he's actually gets a cancel out there. Yeah. And he probably should turn around with his Warp Prism. Not worth it.
This is great play.
That was like surgical removal of that base.
It was.
That was so beautiful.
Really well done.
That was so well done.
And, I think that already before that, even if he hadn't killed that, I would give an advantage to Deer in this game with the speed of his tech, which is countering the tech of Sleep so well.
Yeah, he's preempted it so well.
But now here's Sleep. And he's trying to go Swarm Host. He's getting Air Attack because I think he knows he needs some sort of anti-Colossus. It looks like he's chosen Corruptor. Thing is, he's not going to have enough of either. This is one of those situations where you just don't have enough of anything because the macro of Deer is going to get out of control here. He's going to have so many units. He's going to have everything he needs.
All right. Powering up right now. Hard powering here. Deer, dude, I think he's just going to win this 2-0. I mean, this was like some of the best anti-swarm host play I've seen.
Thing is, Sleep is a very smart player, so I don't want to count him out quite yet still, even though everything keeps going. Look at this. He's keeping him busy right now. As long as he doesn't lose the Warp Prism, this is fantastic. But, he's going up to Hive. I think he's just going up to Hive to grab, a couple of Vipers. And at that point, even if he's down in bases in economy, as long as he doesn't take damage from harassment, he can do okay. Because you can kind of turtle up with mass Swarm Hosts and start pulling Colossi and whatnot into your Locust. Because the Locusts cover for the Vipers so well, because really against Vipers you need High Templars, but High Templar's number one enemy, Tasteless, is not in fact the Ghost, it's the Locust. Believe it or not.
Indeed. The mortal enemy.
Yeah.
Now he's going to here now. I like how he's avoiding the Locust. Notice this. The Locusts are just going to burn out.
Starting to push back some of this creep. Absolutely something you have to do against this type of play.
Locust now coming up here. Whoa, the Colossi.
Yeah, that's
what
way
the hell?
out of position.
And that was
He lost
complete
2?
disaster.
Did he lose 3?
He lost
He lost 3.
3, excuse me.
Oh, my God. That was, well, Sleep. That's some good play right there, man.
I don't know if that was really good play by Sleep or bad play by
Well, it was
Deer.
I felt like Deer
he
would be
needs to use
okay
these zealots
there.
now inside the main. That would be nice.
Oh, yeah, this is actually quite nice, isn't it? But, you know what? No, that was... I felt like he could be out on the map right there, but he definitely got the sore end of that engagement. He needed his force fields up a lot quicker there. But now losing that many Colossi, and the fact that we are starting to have a decent amount of Corruptors out. We have 10 Corruptors out, 12 Stormhosts.
Zerg's now banking a good amount of cash here. Nice job there force fielding those.
Look at those high templates try to run from those Locusts. They're afraid. You can tell it.
Well, he's going to try to push in here again.
So he does have 4 bases. Now, this is the part where Sleep has to be careful because I see a lot of Zergs right from here get overconfident with their army. And this is still an army that can be busted, but there we go. He's making 8 spines right now. He's getting Broodlord tech. And the funny part here is you don't... What's even better against this than these Corruptors? And, in fact, the Corruptors starting to do an okay job.
Nice Ice Storm there. Oh, actually, it did not end up connecting, but the idea was good.
If he goes into a bunch of Broodlords right now with these Locusts... Like, that one-time army is so scary against
counter
Protoss.
here with the Lings.
Ooh,
coming over here towards the 4th.
He's warping a lot of Zealots. Try to deal with it. Looks like this 4th base is going to go down.
Yeah, it'll go down.
Or not.
Is it not going to go down? I think it's going to go down, right?
I think just...
Oh, my God.
That was a lot of Zealots. So, he does save that. And we actually do have a couple Stargates on the way. Okay, so Deer is getting the type of tech that he needs right now. He needs those couple of Stargates. Void Rays wouldn't be bad. Tempest wouldn't be bad at this point. Definitely can't do this with just ground army right now.
Well, the maneuvering here of Sleep has been pretty good, and making sure that the Protoss army from here on out is not able to get close at all to its opponent's base. But we're going to have another Warp Prism harass here, and this is exactly what you want to do against somebody who's going for Swarm Hosts, because you can be where their army is not.
And that's double Warp Prism, in fact, so that's going to be kind of crazy. Here we go, though. We do have this attack coming up right now from Sleep. He's moving forward, picking off that Mothership Core. Doesn't quite get the Mothership Core, actually. Kind of a big deal. And these Corruptors, though, they are going to clean up the Colossi. Or at least all but one.
Most of them, at least, here. Now he's going to be able to blink back on top of these. There's a Warpin over here in the bottom right. Or there was a Warpin with Warp Prisms in the bottom right. And there it is now, and it looks like that was not enough to make the Zerg completely turn around. Sleep is just, his defense right now is just too good. Look at these two underdogs in this group playing absolutely brilliantly.
Yeah, it's super, super well done right now. And look at this. He is chasing him down. He's going to be able to take out a lot of these sentries. He's going to take out this last Colossus. Even taking out the Archon right now. Deer is not getting the engagements he wants, not by a long shot. Oh, God, it's getting worse and worse.
I feel like a lot of this goes back to that poor engagement where he lost 3 Colossi.
Oh, it does.
Recalled back and didn't even get all of his army with him. So.
You can't lose 3 Colossus for literally nothing there. He got nothing out of that. And now
he just wasn't controlling his army correctly. By the way, there's a harass over here in the 3rd base. Looks like some Lings or something in the 3rd base of Deer.
We do have 10 Broodlords that just popped. Now, this attack, Tasteless, is so scary. Oh, my God.
Well, this is the army of free units here.
It is that.
Locusts and Broodlings. All right, now, I don't see the Locusts with this army just yet.
The Locusts should be coming in next. And, in fact, some storms starting to go down. The Locusts do come up now. They're going to prevent the Stalkers from blinking underneath. And look at that. He lost very little there. And, this is just going to whittle down on him over time. He is throwing down the Fleet Beacon finally. Oh, another free Colossus.
Trying to just get this base up over here. Oh, nice. Zealot harass over there. Cleans that up. And now we have the blink underneath, but there are Locusts here. But there may be too many Stalkers, actually. Is Deer going to do this correctly?
Oh, he may. That is a lot of dead Broodlords. You need to have something underneath those Broodlords, and he just didn't that time. So loses a big chunk of a very expensive army.
Supplies 154 to 148 right now. Zerg no longer in the lead for this time being.
Protoss is trying to take another base. That's a very important base. If he can get that up in mining for a little bit, it's going to help out so much because he has denied that 5th base for Zerg over and over. So Sleep, he's losing expensive units. He's not getting additional bases, and that's a recipe for defeat.
Yeah, now it looks like Deer is going to go around this army here. Just kiting these free units. He was probably going to go down there into the 3rd base, but it didn't work out. By the way, there's Zealots now attacking the 5th, I believe.
Oh, the 3rd base is Zerg actually right now under attack.
Oh, it actually cleaned up. Excuse me.
And he kills that hatchery.
Nicely done here.
Yeah, that's a
Deer
chunk of income gone.
Gone from a massive lead to them being behind once again to a massive lead.
Sleep was in a very nice position until he lost all of those Broodlords. If he had just been a little bit more careful, running back and forth with the Locust, keeping the Locust underneath him, he would have a much scarier army right now. But instead, he's 20 supply from max. He's lost an additional base. He's having a hard time here. And with those Tempests coming out, he doesn't have a great counter to Tempest. He just has 3 Corruptors out for anti-air.
And close it in here now. Now the Tempest coming out here, zoning out these Broodlords. As long as it keeps them close enough to the rest of that army.
So now we do have more Corruptors on the way, but, a handful of Corruptors against 4 Tempests over this huge army. Those Corruptors are not going to end up killing very much unless Sleep really, or rather Deer really messes up with them.
So far, just playing solo, with the Colossi in the back here, these Broodlings just get vaporized. Regrouping once again over here, just making sure this base is secure. Now, even though he's going to remake this base, that Zerg base there's not a lot of minerals, so he's not... even if he gets it back up, that doesn't solve his problem for long. Now, this is a great move here by the Zerg to just try to focus down on this Nexus.
Yeah, this time 100% he will end up getting this Nexus. Yeah. And as you said, Tasis, that is a great move right there.
But
that's
meanwhile,
a chunk of economy gone.
The Protoss, the upper right, is actually sending Zealots out here to hit this hatchery.
And that hatchery gets canceled immediately, Tasteless.
Yeah.
But right here, we do have a big attack on this 5th base. And, that's a lot of storm on those Corruptors. The Tempest just targeting down these Broodlords so quickly. But the Corruptors starting to cut through.
The Corruptor's doing just enough damage, it looks like. This base actually can be taken out. Can you do a mineral check for me? How many running bases does Protoss actually have with minerals?
He literally has that one is 4th, because he is losing this 5th base. 4th base going to start to come under siege as well. But Zerg doesn't have that much either. He has his 4th still running, and then he kind of retook his 3rd, but that's basically out at this point as well.
Now with the Archons getting underneath those Corruptors... he's got to be careful here. Stalker's looking under.
He's going for it and trying to kill them off, but we do have a lot of Locusts coming down as well. He has to be careful. If he loses all these Stalkers, it's going to be very bad for him.
All right, the Archons coming up here now, doing a lot of splash damage to these Corruptors. The Colossi and Stalkers continue to push forward here. The Locusts now, or Swarm Hosts rather, going to have to pick up here. And with these Queens being taken out and the Broodlords being taken out, I think Deer has actually got this.
Yeah, it's starting to look that way, Tasis. We have 10 more Corruptors on the way right now. But does he have enough ground army, really? Just a handful of Swarm Hosts, 1 Zergling, and 6 Roaches.
Well, the problem is that if the Swarm Hosts are caught in any position where they don't have Locusts popping out, that's just it. Wow, that was pretty sick.
Oh, wow. Look at that little Roach cage.
That was pretty cool.
Well... that's goodbye to those Roaches.
Yeah.
His Roach count has now fallen below that 6. He's down to 1. Well, Void Ray is on the way. That's a very smart move. The anti-air is getting more and more pitiful from Sleep.
We have a Lig attack over here in the bottom left. Going for that Nexus. I don't know if there's a cannon down there.
The thing is about these Zerglings... Well, actually, no. He does finally have that +2 melee, so... They're pretty quick at killing off Nexus.
Oh, he's got to be careful. He's Colossi, not in a good position.
Oh, wow. And actually taking out the Tempest. That's definitely a big deal right now. But he doesn't have any Broodlords to back that up with.
I see more Zealots come down here and clean this up.
Another does go down. He's going to go after even more Colossi now and actually gets away with almost all of those. So, very good job there. I'd love to see him make sure that he has some Overseers with those Corruptors. Keep that Observer count really, really low. At this point in the game, the Protoss is always really low on gas.
Did Protoss remake a Mothership Core?
No, Protoss never remakes.
They know. They always lose that, and they're like, well,
I guess that's it.
That's it.
It's hard to remember to make that thing again, and we see so often in these crazy Broodlord games where they do forget, where that is such a big deal. Because he could be hitting right now down towards the third base area and then just warp back home. That's definitely a mistake. But he is maxed out. His unit composition, I would say, is pretty much better. But as these 7 broods come in, if the right engagement occurs, Sleep can definitely hold on here.
Okay, I think this is going to be the engagement that ends it.
Yeah, that's it right there. That is way, way too much. Beautiful Psystorm going
nice
down.
Psystorm there. And that should be GG here, as there is just nothing left for the Zerg army. And his Sleep is not out yet. He's going to go to the losers match, our final best of 5.
Whereas Deer is going to come out of this group in first place.
Yeah.
Nothing left here for Sleep. Should be GGing any second as he realizes that there's no chance. That's it.
GG.
Really well played by Deer. Quite enjoyed that game.
Wow, look at Sleep. He actually went to sleep. All right, he's back. That's got to be a stressful game right there,
Well, he was doing very well at different points. Deer was ahead, as you say, Tasteless, and Sleep started to come back. I think that one clump of Broodlords he lost was really the gigantic mistake of that game. If you control that just right, Protoss did not have the right composition at that time to deal with it. He could have continued to siege. Instead, Deer got a step ahead, denied the 5th base over and over and over. And that's, in that type of situation where it's kind of half map, Swarmhost versus Protoss, that's normally how Protoss ends up winning, is denying that 5th base over and over and over.
I love how he's abusing the fact that Broodlord, Swarmhost are not mobile.
Mm-hmm.
So, and even Locusts themselves, Protoss can usually outrun the Locusts with a few force fields here and there. So he was able to get him out of position several times, and then there was that one moment where the Broodlords were exposed. Not that one part we saw at the end, but the part like maybe 2/3 of the way through the game, where he just got that blink under there. It was in between when the Locust cooldown.
Yeah, he was just still attacking the Broodlords. I wasn't even expecting that to occur. I know that Sleep is thinking about that right now, thinking, "Oh my God, I wish I had just been a little bit more careful with my units."
Yeah, it was a tough decision for him to blink in there, but he timed it out right. He killed the Broodlords. That then gave map control to Deer, excuse me. I don't know why I couldn't say that name. And then it allowed him to eventually pull through with a win. So up next, we are going to have the losers match here, which is, crazily enough, Soul Key up against DRG.
One of them's going home.
It's a crazy tournament. We'll be right back.